Reduces aggro generated by 22%. Also pretty good. Might make use of that.
Pretty good, right?
I think we'll find this useful.
I'm not really worried about maximum HP stuff right now. Shorten the auto attack interval seems really good. Orange ones seem like the gems I'm gonna like the most. And then I really want double strike, but we don't have the Crabble thing. Honestly, we might end up getting the pieces for this, or maybe I'll get more gold Nopon coins. And I might try and, like, save up and just, like, use Nopon coins for, like, Double Strike 5 a little bit later in the game, honestly. So I think I'm fine just losing out on Double Strike right now.
I'm eager to run some tests.
Double attack with the auto attack thing down seems insanely good. Could you imagine Dunban with that? I mean, that's kind of what you do with Dunban. You give him haste and whatnot. Yeah, the auto attack down is just haste, isn't it? That's a much easier way to think about it. Now it all makes sense to me. I don't think there's a way to see where the items are, but you can pin one of the gems and it will at least tell you when you pick an ingredient up. Oh, okay. That might be useful in the future. Right now, I don't think I really need to, but thank you.
About that thing.
It seems Milik Meadows isn't the only place with a rusted out Furanis, huh? Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say they are scattered all over Ionis. What bothers me is how totaled they all are. Surely that can't be standard practice, right? Furanises come in different flame clock ranks. If they aren't used to their strengths, the defeat can be crushing. Retrieval and transportation of a Furanis also comes with costs. Leaving it to rot on the field can sometimes be simplest. And then it turns into a monster breeding ground? Man, that makes my blood boil a bit. But even abandoned, they can contain a wealth of supplies. I think they'll prove useful on our journey. For sure, if we see one anywhere, we should make an effort to check it out.
About that thing.
About that thing. Riku, mate, question for you. Riku listen, but not promise answer. Couldn't me and Noah do some gem crafting sometime? Riku not understand how Lons can ask such frankly blasphemous question while maintain facade of innocence. Of course, answer is couldn't. If try making gems without presence of professional like Riku, then whole thing doomed to definitive failure. Someone hasn't played Xenoblade 1. It nothing but waste of precious gemstone, very bad for sustainability. Someone hasn't played Xenoblade 1. Surely it's not 100% certain we'd fail, right? If Noah and I just work in harmony, I'm really sure we could come out with something good. That because part that Lons play is extremely simple, but for part which Riku perform requires specialist technique. It takes full 10 years to master. Okay, cool, got it. I'll try that one next time then, yeah? It like Lons not even listen when Riku speak. Hate to tell you this, Riku, but you're wrong there, buddy.
Alright, let's get going. Time's a-wasted.
If Ryan and Ricky can successfully craft gems together, then anyone can do it. Straight up.
I'll
Dibs.
just soak all this up.
We did lose a good bit of ether there making those gems, but honestly, super worth.
Here we go, guys.
Hey, sucker. You ready to die? Come here.
I'm the one you
Bum
want.
bum 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 bum. Whoop! I kind of just want to get in some fights right now to finish mastering classes so we can switch around some classes. Get my knockback. Get my swing thing charged. Oh, but my side break isn't charged. What was I thinking? I thought I'd be able to do a fusion skill there like a fool. I accidentally hit Interlink when I was trying to use an art. I was like, what's happening? Die! Behold my angel wings. Unblockable, percent knockback, etc. Thank you. Dead. Let me get this husk over here.
I know it's grim, but it needs doing.
I did not equip the gyms because we've almost got people at like level 10 on classes.
Find somewhere to rest.
If I equip gyms right now, it's going to be a bit of a waste of time because I'll like equip the healing gyms to Senna and Lons because they're the healers right now. And then I'll change their class to something that probably isn't healer, or maybe I'll switch them to the opposite healing class. I'm not sure yet. And then I'll just have to move the gyms back around anyway. Doing the gyms right now would just be like, hey, I put the gyms on, and then 10 minutes later be like, hey, I gotta switch all the gyms up again, unless they stay in the same class type that they're currently in, which is possible. But I'd rather just get these classes done first. And honestly, maybe after we beat this lucky enemy, we'll be good to go.
That's a
Fight
rare
with
one.
focus.
Stay on your toes.
Do you need to have knowledge of the older games to play this one? Need? No. Heavily recommended? Yeah.
I can keep them occupied.
Eyes over here. Thanks for the support.
This game is already, I'm only like 14 hours in out of this being probably like an 80-hour game, give or take. And it is rife with not only references to the other games, but also very clearly will probably have major relation to those two games later.
Stormy sky.
Like, I can't imagine that the games don't become just more intertwined the further in I go.
Time to end it.
Good going, Uni.
Bum, 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 bum.
Really felt it.
I've only played a few hours of the first game on Wii, but I bought 3 to support the series. I mean, you can definitely play the game. I'm just giving you a fair warning. The game is definitely, like... It's absolutely designed with the thought that people playing it will have played the first 2 games, without a doubt.
Cheers for that. We're unstoppable with you around, Senna.
I'd heavily recommend the first Xenoblade Chronicles, by the way, the definitive edition on Switch. One of the best games I've ever played in my entire life. And then I guess you could play Xenoblade 2 and form your own opinions, but I would not recommend Xenoblade 2.
Is this like a rare thing?
Fight thing over here. Let me see if my classes are good. The class you're playing as has reached max. Changing your class would be recommended. Yeah, that's why I'm opening the thing game, believe it or not. I do really like this layout for the gyms. I'm not sure if, like, I don't really think I prefer the way they do the gyms in this game over the way they do them in 1. I think they both have, like, their fair merits. I don't think one is necessarily better than the other, or that I prefer one over the other. But I do like this layout and how it's done. Xenoblade 2 is Chaos's black sheep. What, in the Xenoblade franchise? No, I also don't like Xenoblade X very much. I used to think that Xenoblade X was, like, fine, but that was because I only played it once 7 years ago. I played it again, and I was like, this game actually kind of sucks, too. I'm loving 3, though. 3 has been very fun, and I hope it keeps. Definitely Flash Fencer, and we're gonna go back to playing as Noah. I gotta see how that pans out. So no one else is gonna be able to unlock Flash Fencer anytime soon, until we get Ethel back. But with there being so many hero characters, I imagine we'll be running into another hero before too long. Let's have you get working on being a medic.
To me.
You're done with Sword Fighter. You haven't done any of the... Do Zephyr. Zephyr seems like something you could do well. You're not at 10 yet. You're at 9. You're at 9. I would like to use Nopon coins. This still costs 4, even though you're almost at 10. I'm not paying 4 when you're that close. 3. 4. I think whoever told me that using Nopon coins takes into account how much experience you've gotten so far was incorrect. I'm gonna spend 7 Nopon coins to rank up you two. Because I want to switch you off of this. Although now I'm thinking about it, unless we get another hero soon, that might be a mistake because you're gonna run out of classes to do anyway. Let's have you switch to Sword Fighter. We still need another healer, so let's switch you to Tactician. And then I'm going to let you get to 10 on this naturally, and then you'll probably switch to Heavy Guard. Okay. Okay. Chaos, that's wrong. The other characters will gain experience towards Flash Fencer as long as one of the others is using that class. Oh, it doesn't have to be Ethel. It's just, like, because Noah's using it, they start to unlock it. I guess that makes sense. It's not based off the character. It's based off of seeing the class be used. Okay. I understand. All right, so what have we got now going on here? Hidden Thorn, Null Slash. That's the side move. This is the bleed move. Cross Impact? Yeah, wait. I want Revolution Edge here.
Revolution Edge!
And I want Hidden Thorn here.
Hidden Thorn!
Yeah. Wide Slash. What else do I have as an option here? Maximum Voltage. Attacks become unblockable and damage dealt is boosted by 20%. I could go with, now that I have 5 arts, I could go with having a stance. Okay. This is just really good damage. I think, and therefore I am. I think I want Giant Swing here. And then I want Maximum Voltage here. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm good with this. I just do not want to have to go through everyone else's arts. It's so much work. Changing classes makes you move around the arts so much. Oh, you have Defensive Soul now. Boost defense by 15%. 150% of attack damage when you evade. Boost crit by... Yeah, that's fine. Boost crit rate by 20. Reduces aggro generated from healing arts. You're not a healer right now. That'll come in handy use... Or a handy useful. A handy later, though. Ninja Healer. Reduces aggro generated from healing. You could use this right now. You don't need fighting prowess right now. You're a healer. And then you... Boost damage dealt by Ether Arts. Don't think that's necessary. I get it. We all have new arts. Whoops. We all have new arts that I have to look at so it stops saying your arts are new. I get it. And then it's really going to tell me every time you master a thing like, hey, you have new clothing. Okay. Oh, what would Noah look like in Ethel's... Okay. Ethel really pulls this off. Well, actually, the more I look at it, this doesn't look too bad, but, okay. What's the difference between the Wii and Switch versions of Xenoblade? A lot of quality of life. Like, a lot. A lot to go over. There's a lot of quality of life. It also has a new, post-game thing that's about 10 hours of gameplay with a different gameplay style that's really fun. It's very worth. It's incredibly worth. They just, like, really upped the quality of life of the game. They made it look better. They added a little bit of extra... They added an extra, like, 10-hour gameplay campaign thing at the end. It's super worth. Like, I would... Anyone who even owns, like, the Xenoblade 3DS version or Wii version, I would heavily recommend getting the Definitive Edition over it. It's worth every penny. IMO. New Collectopedia stuff? Is that why this is saying something is new? Yeah. Mimu. My goodness, these people all want so many dang items. I'm always short like 1 or 2. Despite all the items I have. Bum. Been watching your VODs for a while. First time watching live. Hope you're liking the game. I am. The game is fun. I have my complaints here and there. But I mean, I have my complaints here and there with the majority of games I play. You know, games have always got problems for the most part. But I'm having a good time. Also, yes, your username, Sketchy Etchy Akechi. What a name. That's hilarious. What was I about to do? Oh, I need to equip the gyms. I didn't equip the gyms. I was like, I know there's one more thing I need to do. Oh, did it auto-equip gyms? I think it auto-equipped some for me. At least on some. Actually, it just auto-equipped Bloodlust and Steady Striker on everyone, because I don't... No, I just made these. I didn't do that myself. Shortens auto-attack interval, reduces aggro generated. Okay. I want reduce aggro generated for sure, but instead of shortening the auto-attack interval, I think I want when canceling boosts damage. I think. Those are the medic ones. Increases dex, increases critical hit damage. Deals 100% of attack damage. That's... Okay, yeah. Man, they really only let you have 3 gyms throughout the entire game, huh? I think Michael was the one, or someone mentioned it last time when I realized that. They were like, yeah, I wish instead of accessories you got like 6 gyms or something. I feel like I'm definitely, even when I unlock the 3rd gym slot, I'm definitely gonna like feel starved for gym slots. Cause like in Xenoblade 1, you can go out of your way to get equipment that gives you more slots and whatnot, so you can try and have as many as possible that fits your armor. But just 3 guaranteed, I feel like I'm gonna really start to feel like, man, if I could just have a 4th or a 5th gym, it would make such a big difference. I don't think I said that, but I agree with it. Oh, Lone Wolf said it. Lone Wolf Michael, you know, it was one of you two. One of the people with the sword thing next to their name in my chat. It was one of them. I knew it was one of you. Kind of crazy how much Xenoblade support is on the Switch. Is X the only one not on the Switch? Yeah, it is. I mean, Xenoblade 2 was made for the Switch because, you know, when they were making the game, the Switch was out. And then Xenoblade 3 was also made for the Switch. So it's really, there were only 4 Xenoblade games. They made one on the Wii, they made one on the Wii U, and then they made 2 on the Switch. And then they ported one to the Switch because it's the best game ever made. Yeah, the Switch is basically a Xenoblade machine. Xenoblade 1 is probably a game you don't have complaint with. I would have to, like, play Xenoblade 1 to find out where my small complaints are, but I don't think I've ever played a game where I have not, like, had some kind of, like, oh, I wish this was different, or I think that this was a mistake or something. The main difference is which games I have less complaints about. Like, we'll use Xenoblade as an example, obviously, because I'm playing Xenoblade. Xenoblade 2... tons of complaints, far outweigh the positives. Xenoblade X, many complaints, some positives. Positives are still outweighed by negatives at the end of the day. Just not as much as Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 1, a ridiculous amount of positives, very few complaints. So many positive compared to negative that the negatives are almost forgettable, which is kind of what you want. Like, the kind of negatives that are in a game that you only really recognize if you're actively playing it, those are, like, the best kinds of games, because they're so incredibly good that you barely even remember, like, oh yeah, I did dislike that one thing. But, like, that was, like, 2% of the game, and the other 98% of the game just makes you forget it because of the huge differences in, like, good compared to bad. You know what I'm saying? What are you? You're healer? I'm gonna make this simple on myself and just give you both of the super heal buttons. Gems. Words. Which class are you? Are you the Zephyr? Yeah, the Zephyr. So agility up on you would be good. So keep the agility up. What's this other blue one? That's Spike. Spike, not good on Zephyr. I mean, it's probably fine on Zephyr, but not as good as it is on, like, main defender, like, HP aggro tank. So instead, let's give you something else. Is Dex good for Zephyr? Like, what is Dex again, chat? That's like how you... It, like, helps your hit chance in crits, maybe? No, you have a critical rate, so Dex doesn't have anything to do with your critical rate. What is Dex just like accuracy? Is it just another word for accuracy? Helps hit chance, accuracy? Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Let's give you... Correct me if I'm wrong on this, chat. Is the, so, like, the difference between Kevis and Agnian characters is, like, Kevis characters recharge by waiting, Agnian characters recharge by auto attacks, but is it based on the class? Or is it based on the character? Like, she's set to an Agnian class right now, or her art's recharged by contact. It's class, right? Not character? Okay, it's based on class, not character. Okay, that's what I thought. I wanted to make sure I was remembering that right and understood. Aidtun, thank you very much for the cheer. Greatly appreciated. It's the class, not the character. Right. But because, like, they hadn't explained classes to me when they explained that, I thought it was characters in my brain, but now I know it's class. So, shortening the auto attack interval on Zephyr seems pretty pog. Let's do that. HP up on you is actually pretty good, but if it's only HP 1, it doesn't seem as worth to me. I definitely want you to have... I want you to have Dex for hit chance, because you have the topple move, and our topple moves miss too often. And then Spike seems pretty good. You're a healing class. Enjoy your healing gems. You get the green. And then you're... What class are you? Sword fighter. So... reduce aggro generated, for sure. And then when canceling, honestly, is good. When canceling or dex or agility, I think, are the options. Actually, critical hit damage bonus by 25? Yeah, go with that, just to be different, just to be neat. That seems pretty good. Use more of our gems. Alright, cool, cool, cool. By the way, I think someone asked earlier, but it was during a cutscene or something, and so I never answered them or paid attention to it. But I just saw this that says expansion pass. I have not bought any DLC for this game. I have no idea what the DLC does for this game. Unless if it just, like, gives you stuff, I don't really care. If it, like, adds any kind of story or anything, then obviously I'll buy, like, story DLC. But I'm not gonna bother buying DLC that is like, hey, dude, here's 100 Nopon coins and, like, an extra class or something. I don't know. I don't know what the DLC in this game entails, but I have no plans of getting it unless someone tells me, like, oh, you absolutely have to. It's super worth. I feel like they said there was gonna be story DLC. When it happens, I'll buy it.
Here we go, guys.
Assuming I don't end up hating the game, which I doubt. Because I am enjoying the game a good bit now. But I also didn't think I'd hate Xenoblade 2, so we'll see what happens. Where is Noah? I'm losing my mind. Okay, I'm Noah. Good. Behold my dual swords. You guys have already, like, almost killed these fools.